Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you episode number 2 of our Leicester City career mode here on FIFA 16, and in today's episode I'll be bringing you 2 games as well as some transfer activity, the final of the pre-season tournament as well as the first Barclays Premier League game of the season against Sunderland. Now if you haven't seen the first episode, I would highly suggest going and checking it out, making one whole signing as well as playing 4 games. The playlist link will be in the description below, and in the background you're seeing the players that you guys wanted me to sign from the comment section last time. And talking of the comments, over 100 comments, over 200 likes, 3,000 views. I just want to thank you guys so much for the support on that first video, on that first episode of Career Mode. I did not expect it to do that well, so thank you, honestly, it means so much to me for that. If we could smash 100 likes on this episode, that would be absolutely insane. But one thing you guys said a lot was not to sell Andy King, the centre mid, so I've taken him off the for sale list, and also you'll be seeing a bit more of training in this episode as well, the new feature for FIFA 16 Career Mode. In the background you've seen some of the suggestions that I got from you guys, including guys like Yannick Bolasie, Mbolo, and also Berahino, as well as a lot of really good young players. So thank you guys for that. Again, feel free to do that in the comment section below. Another thing you told me to do was in fact to sign both Jairo Riedewald, especially the centre back from Ajax. So we're completing the signing for him. He is our second signing of this entire career mode, and we're also going to be signing Pione Sisto of Midtjylland for 3.2 million after the signing of Riedewald for 5.2. Now this one was slightly more debatable. A lot of people saying to either get Bolasie. But I think I figured out a way of getting Bolasie and Sisto into the squad at the same time. So don't worry, I'm going to try and sign Bolasie as well for the guys who wanted me to. We have signed Pione Sisto. There is confirmation for just £3.2 million. He's 73 stat and 20 years of age. And also Jairo Riedewald, who is 75 stat and 18 years of age for only 5.2 million. And it's time to give these guys a debut. It's time to give them a full debut. Riedewald, Sisto, but also, of course, Masuaku, who we signed last time out in this first episode. He was, of course, our first signing of this entire career. But now it is time to get into the final of the European Continental Shield, the pre-season tournament we chose to take part in, and we play against Vitória Guimarães, the team that beat us in the third group stage match of this tournament. They beat Braga on penalties, and we beat Cologne 2-0 in the other semi-final, so we go through to face them in the final of this tournament. I'm looking forward to it despite losing the game last time. There you could see Masuaku there, our new signing, after a pretty quiet first half an hour, which is something that you'll have to get used to on this game. It is fairly boring from time to time. There, Mara's trying to find Inler. He's managed to find Okazaki. He passes it across there, for Vardy. He forces the save from the goalkeeper, but at the second attempt on the rebound, he puts it just past the goalkeeper there on the volley, and we lead 1-0 here in this final. Vitória Guimarães, they were going to try and go forward again. They forced a good save there from Schmeichel from the cross. It's still not cleared though, and it's fallen to another Vitória Guimarães player, and he hits the post. Another cross though comes in, and thankfully Schmeichel is able to smother it, but coming under massive pressure. We're going forward again though, right on the edge of half time. It's our new signing, Pione Sisto, out on the wing, lovely outside of the ball, cross into the box, and he's found Okazaki's noggin, and Okazaki has put it in to make it 2-0, but into the 78th minute, and Vitória Guimarães have got a goal back here. Don't know if it's just a consolation goal for now, but Vitória Guimarães have got back into this game, and just 3 minutes later they're putting us under pressure again. Fantastic passing play, and in a matter of nothing, in a split second, we're drawing 2-2. The game has ended 2-2, and it's going to go to penalties, obviously, because, well, it's not going to end as a draw in the final. Kramrich puts the first penalty away. Toza does the same for Vitória Guimarães. Then Okazaki, Alex for Vitória Guimarães, Nathan Dyer, and then Lika as well, all scoring penalties to make it 3-3. But now Pione Sisto, the new signing, has his penalty saved. Schmeichel has to do the same thing and does so for Vitória's 4th penalty. Now it's Mahrez who needs to be cool under pressure, and he is, and he makes it now. I think it's 4-3. And now Cafu, the man who scored against us in the third group stage, has to score, and he doesn't. Kasper Schmeichel makes the save, and we have won the penalty shootout 4-3, and hence won the pre-season tournament on penalties there. It was close. It was close. We let that 2-goal lead slip to make it 2-2. But thankfully managed to get the job done on penalties. Kasper Schmeichel leaving it late, but heroic in the end. Some good ratings there for Jamie Vardy. He got a man of the match performance in the end, so he was given the man of the match award. Good rating as well for Inler, as well as Schmeichel, and Pione Sisto, of course, set up that second goal, and Okazaki as well, who was the man who scored the second goal. There you can see confirmation of the prize money that we get for that win of the tournament. We get £2.3 million extra in the transfer kitty to make some new signings. Now it is time to look at training, as I said earlier on, before we get get into some transfer stuff, and we're just picking some of the players we're going to be putting up for training. And yeah, this is of course a new feature where you can basically train certain attributes for your young players, and it improves their stats, or their certain attributes that you train them as well, or sort of on top of their natural growth. There you can see the first bit of training. It hasn't really affected anyone in terms of overall, but Pione Sisto there, trying to get him better at passing, trying to improve Riedewald's defensive stats, and the same for Masuaku, just simulating the second bout now of training. And as you can see, it's resulted in Pione Sisto actually going up in 1 overall. So already, he's only been at the club for, what, 4 minutes of this video, and he's gone up to a 74 already. So impressive stuff there for the Dane. In the meantime, it's now time to get on to selling players. We've got a loan offer for Andre Olukanmi, who's going to go out on loan, one of our most promising young players, 60 stat and 17 years of age. He goes out on loan to Blackpool for the season. Michael Caine is now being sold to Yeovil for £325,000. Don't see him in my plans. Same for Dean Hammond, who is going to be bought for £400,000 by Championship team Birmingham. Hopefully he'll be impressive for those guys in the Championship. And finally, the biggest of the lot, Leandro Ulloa, who is going to West Brom. But we're going to put a counter offer on this one. They offered £2 million, which is what he's worth, but we're putting a counter offer of £2.5 million just to try and squeeze the most money out of this deal. And as you can see, West Brom decided to match that and go ahead with the deal. So Leandro Ulloa has been sold, as well as Dean Hammond, Michael Caine, and Olukanmi has gone out on loan to Blackpool. Now, in terms of players that we're going to be bringing in, unfortunately, Kenny Tete and Terence Kongolo will not be featuring in that at all, because Kenny Tete has signed for Stade Rennais and Terence Kongolo has signed for Everton. So both of them, unfortunately, have been nabbed under our noses. I'm especially annoyed about Kenny Tete. He looked as if he'd be a nailed-on player. We've already got Riedewald as sort of a replacement for Kongolo, but Tete, that's annoying, unfortunately. So he's gone off to the French League. We can't sign him. So guys like Bellerin, there was someone else, Gregory van der Wiel as well was suggested to me in the comments section. I would massively appreciate it if you guys could suggest to me some fullbacks and some strikers. That's my question to you guys for you to leave in the comments section this episode. Nevertheless, we made a bid of £4.2 million for Yannick Bolasie after an inquiry came back of £6.5 million from Crystal Palace, but they rejected our £4.2 million initial offer. So we're going to put in a new offer of around about £4.9 million. This one was suggested by a lot of you guys. He's got 5-star skill moves, really good pace and strength as well. And as you can see, that second bid from Crystal Palace was in fact accepted, £4.9 million. So we're going to go ahead and make a contract offer for Yannick Bolasie. As you can see, he's demanding £60,000 a week in wages. We've got a lot of money in the transfer kitty, so we can always shift a bit over into the wages. But again, do you guys want me to sign Yannick Bolasie overall? Leave that in the comment section as well as your suggestions for strikers and fullbacks. I would love to hear it. Nevertheless, it is time to get into the first BPL game of this entire career mode, and we are of course playing Sunderland, as was the case in real life. We go by the real life fixtures in the first season, and as you can see, we're playing Sunderland at home at a King Power Stadium, out on the pitch, looking for a win in this one to really get us off to a very good start. But as you saw in the pre-season tournament, we might have to worry, or watch out really, for going in front and losing our lead. Nevertheless, it's time to get into the action. As you can see, Kramaric, they're setting up Jamie Vardy, but it's a simple save there for Costel Pantilimon, the Romanian in the Sunderland goal. He's looking a bit more shaky, though, going further into the game. Riyad Mahrez there, picking up the ball after a loose pass from Pantilimon. It falls for Vardy there. Mahrez going for the spectacular. It's blocked, and in the end, it's scrambled away by Sunderland after the shot by Gökhan Inler. Moving further into the half, as you can see there, it's fallen for Kramaric, who's managed to put the ball in. Very lucky in the end, actually. I think it's deflected from Mahrez's shot, and it's fallen right for Kramaric, right in front of goal, and he's managed to blast it past Pantilimon, who might be a little bit disappointed with his work on that one. As you can see, we're going forward again, though, at the end of the first half. Mahrez unleashing a strike with his left foot, but it's a good save in the end from Pantilimon. From the resulting corner, it's in from Inler, and it's nodded onto the bar. Incredibly unlucky, but it's cleared away again, only as far as Inler, the corner taker. It's into the box. Vardy's brought down by Lee Catamol, and the referee has pointed to the spot. There you can see Vardy there just basically kicking Catamol's leg. Kramaric will step up and take it, and he makes it 2-0 with his second goal of the game, and it's 2-0 here, and this is looking like a fantastic start to our Barclays Premier League season. There you can see the replay, a fantastic penalty, and we are up at half time thanks to that man Andre Kramaric with 2 shots and 2 goals. But Sunderland are going forward here. Jan V has managed to skip past Delayet, and that is an easy goal. That's just too easy. That's poor defending from myself and from the AI as well. Morgan and Riedewald far too far apart, but it was bad on my front from Delayet as well, and it's 2-1, and this has got echoes of the pre-season tournament different game. I'm not liking how this is shaping up. This is going to be a very interesting finale, or finish now, to this game. Jan M'Vila with the goal. Sunderland going forward again. Just 3 minutes later, M'Vila has managed to turn Masuaku, and they've scored again. And this is becoming an issue. Is this an issue with the game? Is this psychological, or is this actually just unlucky? Because now we've been 2-0 up twice and shipped 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes twice. And I'm starting to get a little bit suspicious as to whether this is a way of the AI getting better towards the end of games. Nevertheless, we're trying to go forward again because Sunderland are now playing woefully again, like they were for the first half, and Nathan Dyer is unfortunately denied by Costel Pantilimon, and that is the end of the game. A disappointing draw in the end, given that we were leading 2-0. And it's starting to frustrate me because that's now happened twice in a row. And I feel as if instead of the way it was on FIFA 15, where the AI would just throw players forward and overcommit players, they just step up the difficulty. They now go from playing on world class, which is what I play on, to being on legendary in the last 25 minutes of games. So that's something I would quite like to know from anyone who's got early access. Is that a bit of a trend? Because I'm noticing it, certainly. And it seems extremely just impossible, basically, to defend Leeds going into the second half. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. It seems to have been after the patch came out, so I'm slightly suspicious as to that. Nevertheless, we did win the pre-season tournament, and we get 1 point off the mark. So I suppose we're off the mark, nevertheless, in the Barclays Premier League. Also signing Riedewald and Sisto this episode. I need your thoughts on signing Yannick Bolasie as well, so drop that in the comment section below, as well as your suggestions for buying a fullback and a striker. But massive thank you for the support on the first episode. 200 likes was mad. If we can get 100 likes on this episode, that would be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well for FIFA 16 content and tips videos, as well as career mode 2, maybe even Ultimate Team towards the end of the year. But nevertheless, it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. I will show the table next time out because, of course, we've only played 1 game. But as I said, it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.